rehearse this. I'm going to ask for just a little latitude on this. This is kind of hard to get through. When Sweet Johnny asked me to do this, I just sat there and I thought, how do you do that? How do you find the words to describe someone who has been so many things to so many different people? There were several times in my life where Janice's advice was to pray about it. So I did, and this is what was revealed to me. First of all, Molly and Amy and Sweet Johnny, I'm going to take a minute to thank you for allowing Janie to do all of those things to so many different people. It couldn't have been easy sharing your mom from your dad, sharing his wife with all of us, but you did it, and that is just who she is. She was just a giving person. You never questioned her. You never questioned her intentions. You never said, you've invited who to what? We're going where? You just kind of followed along. And thank you doesn't seem adequate. But thank you for letting me be part of your family. There's a book that Amy sent to me during a time that was very, very difficult for me. And it's called Mommy, Please Don't Cry. It describes this glorious place called heaven from a child's perspective. It talks about streets of gold, angels who take children in at night, and those children meeting Jesus and the joy they felt when he held them in his arms. I know that's where Janie is right now. And she is experiencing a joy and a love and a peace unlike anything she's ever felt. And I hope that you find comfort in that. I believe in angels. I also believe there are angels on earth. An angel is a messenger of God, a person who performs a mission of God, a person whose actions and thoughts are consistently virtuous, or an attendant or guardian spirit. If there really are guardian spirits, Janie is that person. She is an angel among us. People often say no one is perfect, and all I know is that I was in the presence of someone that came very, very close. About a week ago, Ruth Richburg and I went to Janice's house to sit with her so that Amy and Melanie could have some much needed time off. I remember walking in and thinking how pretty Janie looked in pretty pink satin pajamas. She had her little socks on her feet. I sat with Janie for a little bit, and then Janie decided she was going to get up. So through a series of fumbled and mismatched steps, mostly on my part, we managed to get her over to the chair. She sat there for a while, and we talked about a pedicure and the lotions that she liked. And then Janie decided she wanted to go back to bed, so Ruth and I get her back over to the bed. We lowered the rail, we get her set just right on the edge of the bed, and then I kneeled down to get her bag, and when I turned around, Janice had slid down half off the bed, and she's laying there looking in the ceiling, just calmly, and she twiddles her hands and she says, "This is not good." incident without another incident, but I have to tell you, we laughed till we cried. Janie had placed her faith, her trust, and her care into the hands of two women that don't know a whole lot, but she never lost her faith in me. She never lost her faith in us. Janie lived her entire life with that kind of blind faith. I hope each of you knows that she never lost faith in me. She saw the potential for greatness in each of us. Janie had the most amazing way of encouraging me to look within myself. She would simply ask the question, "Little Kristi, what are you going to do?" So many things were planned and discussed and solved over that one little question. I wanted to share with you the story about Janie. About 6 years ago, Janice and I drove to the cemetery to take flowers to my son's grave. The heat that day was absolutely unbearable. There was no breeze, no wind, just hot and sticky. My father had bought Jake a metal pinwheel, and I placed it behind his stone. So we got out of the car, we walk up to his grave, and I place his flowers in his vase, and I stood back. We waited a minute, and then I took a step back, and I said, "Sweet baby, do you not like your flowers?" Right then, Jake's pinwheel spun. No wind, no breeze, nothing, just his pinwheel. I looked over at Janice, and her eyes were about as big as saucers. We said our goodbyes, and we got back in the car. And she said, "Little Kristi, I have never been that close to God." And I believe that is true until now. The morning Janie died, I had a dream. In this dream, Ruth and I were working very hard on something, planning, organizing. There was a real sense of urgency involved. I got in my car and I drove to a place in the woods. I looked down at the seat next to me and I gathered up all my things. And I remember looking up, and there was Janie was standing at the door. She was in jeans and a black turtleneck. She had her hair done and her makeup done just right. And she's holding open the door. And I walk over and I said, "Janie, what are you doing out of bed?" I didn't get an answer, but I did. Janie is home today. She's in her new home. She's welcoming all of us and assuring each of us she's with us always. I have always said we were just borrowing Janie from heaven. So today we come to celebrate one of the most amazing people I have ever met. I'm so proud to be here, to be a part of this welcome home celebration. We love you and we miss you, Janie, but we will see you soon, and I know your house will be